And welcome to another episode of the Radiance Chapter. Today, I'd love to introduce you to my wonderful friend who's here to talk about physiotherapy and neurological sciences. Did you know that there was a connection? I didn't either. Welcome, Gunjan.
Thank you, Radha.
I am so excited to have you here today. I'm going to give you a quick introduction. I'm going to read about your amazing resume. Gunjan Vermani has about 20 plus years of clinical experience in physiotherapy. 20 plus years, guys. That's amazing. Additionally, she has about 8 locations across Ottawa and is an entrepreneur. She has a master's in physiotherapy, specializing in neurological sciences, which is so cool. Apart from all of that, she's a mom of 2 and a fantastic businesswoman. Did you hear? 8 locations, going strong. Maybe some outside of Ottawa soon.
Coming soon.
That's amazing. We cannot wait. The question I want to ask you today, Gunjan, is that how come physiotherapy?
As a high school medical student, I was researching what field I wanted to get into. So with my rank in the common entrance test, I could either go to med school, dental, or this new emerging field of physiotherapy.
Interesting.
And that's when I discovered that how medicine can add years to the life. Physiotherapy was made to add life to those years.
Oh, wait a minute. Medicine adds years to life? And physiotherapy adds life to those years.
And that's
so
what
it's quality.
Exactly.
Oh, that's amazing.
So getting people to live a life of quality, of independence, without being limited by fear of movement, fear of being weak, and living a full spectrum life.
That's amazing. That is that's really cool. So how many years ago was this now?
20 years ago.
20 years ago, when you decided that you were going to be either a doctor
that
or
was
a dentist.
26 years ago.
26 years ago is when physiotherapy was an emerging field.
Yes.
Were you here or were you in India?
That was in India. I graduated in 2006.
Okay.
And after that, I was trying to find my way further into it. And I got into the neurology, the neurological specialization.
Which is amazing.
And because I was always fascinated with how our brain can just, our beliefs, our brain, our subconscious decides so much of what we perceive in the world.
That is amazing.
And how we can retrain ourselves. I feel sad when I see people say, I'm a victim of my circumstances, when they have that choice. Do
you think that people have that choice to choose differently, to get out of that victim mentality?
Definitely.
And neurological sciences, absolutely, which is your specialty. That's your specific field that you did it. And does that overlap with physiotherapy in any form for this particular goal that you could be thinking about, is getting out of a spot?
Definitely. A lot of my patients, when they come, some of them are like, I did this to myself. But most of them are like, this happened to me.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm like, nobody else controls your life, right? Well, you have the 100% control over your life.
Ideally.
Right? So I have the choice to choose that 2 things that happen bad to me in today's day, or the 20 good things that happen to me.
Mindsets.
Exactly. So I change the patient's way of thinking, their narrative of what happened to them, and also the thinking about movement. And that is what does 80% of the work.
Give me an example.
For example, a patient would come and say that I slipped on ice.
Oh, yes.
Being in Ottawa, we see that very commonly.
Oh, yes.
I slipped on ice, and since then I can't move. So there is zero agency.
Yes.
Sense of agency is lacking in that person right now because they're a victim of what happened to them. And then I ask, what did you do to fix it?
Came to see you.
Exactly. Which is another person. It's not them themselves. What did you do on your own first?
Interesting. Okay.
And then we talk about like, did you put ice on it? No, I wasn't sure. I mean, you got internet right there. All the evidence is right there, and all the life's knowledge that ice will help you. What they did is became a statue because they were afraid of movement, because that would cause pain. And I'm like, this movement that was going to help you to overcome that initial spasm is now a bad thing in your mind because of what you created. However, you could have demonstrated radical ownership, put some ice right there, and that would have prevented that initial spasm to expand. And then whenever your body allowed small range of motion, would have helped you to get out of that spasm faster.
Very interesting. Radical ownership. I like that term.
Thank you. It's one of our core values at PhysioCare.
Is it really?
We are like, if anything wrong happens, if I get my car scratched in the parking lot outside, rather than thinking, oh, my car got scratched today, what if I thought that, what did I do wrong in parking my car here? Could I have not parked like 20 steps down, further away from where I wanted to go? So what did I do wrong in getting my car scratched by somebody?
Oh.
Versus I'm a victim, all bad things happen to me. And then I'm giving all the power to somebody else.
To fix my problems.
Exactly.
Or have power over me.
Exactly.
Either or.
Exactly.
These are very interesting concepts. And this is how you operate on your daily.
Exactly.
Which is amazing. Physiotherapy has, there's a notion around physiotherapy, right? You know that. You would have known that when you started. People have an idea of what a physiotherapist does. We don't pay attention to the fact that actually the word therapy is in there. And therapy in itself is a whole ball game. It's a whole court of its own rules and regulations of how it actually works. But when you add physio, which is physical, we think that it's just a muscle ache, it's just a spasm. It's like, I don't know, like a sciatica pain, whatever. It'll go away. The physiotherapist will probably fix it. I cannot do anything about it. That kind of mindset is, I believe, is the problem where people look at a physiotherapist and go, oh, you can massage my muscles and make me feel better. And that's all really what you do.
Yeah, which is exactly not what we do.
Exactly.
We do that, yes. Plus, the mission, the vision of PhysioCare is to actually give people enough education and knowledge how to prevent their injuries.
Very cool.
Because no movement is bad.
Yes.
It's just our bodies are not prepared for that yet. So if you intend on going to ski, what are the steps you should take before, like a few months before, to get your body ready for it? And that's where we lack in terms of education. So what we did is last summer, we started educating our seniors that winter is coming. What's your plan? There's going to be slip and falls. So are you working on balance training? Are you working on your lower extremity strength so when you shovel, you're not losing balance by putting weight on just one leg?
Interesting. So you hold workshops?
No, like we talk to about our patients. Patient who is coming for shoulder pain in the summertime. We're talking to them, planning 6 months later. Winter is coming. What are you planning for that? Are you even thinking?
So you're basically trying to cut your own business down, eh? Like you're telling people to take care of themselves so they don't have to come see you. Well, that's very benevolent. Very benevolent, I should say.
Preventing injuries. And education is 80% of the job, right? 20% is fixing, which is after the fact.
So do you have in your practice a difference in the kind of injuries or in the kind of reactions to injuries between men and women differently?
Yes, it depends on the person for sure, but also which stage of life they are in. Women are more stress prone because of the hormone regulations going on in our body because of the cycles. And the stress and the nervous system being always in a guarded state. Our bodies are more susceptible to injuries and less prone to recovery if I give same treatment to a man and women, if their stress levels are higher, the man might still recover faster.
Interesting.
Because of our hormonal issues. And our hormones make us more smarter, more stronger. It's an intelligent physiology that women have, but women believe that they have a broken system.
Is it because women believe that, or is it because that's what society has taught us? That's the understanding of our gender, is what we feel.
The society has taught us, but we started believing in it.
We did. At some point of time, we decided they are correct and we don't know any better.
Yeah.
How do you deal with something like that in your clinic? If you have, for example, if you have a lady, so let's say our age, mid-40s, she has a slip and fall, and has extremely hectic life and just cannot deal with whatever is going on with it, and her recovery and what are you going to do with her is going to be different from what you would do to somebody who's not under those circumstances?
Yes, we do a crazy amount of referrals.
Oh.
So my first thing is you need to get some therapy.
Oh, okay.
You need some support, which if it's out of the scope of my practice, you are going to start that, and that is going to also affect your recovery in physiotherapy.
How's that connected?
Physical cannot be excluded from mental.
Okay.
Right? If your psyche is not ready to get the results, to get to move your body, you're not going to move your body.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that people have created a mental block?
Definitely.
Towards their getting better?
Yes. We see kinesiophobia all the time.
Kinesiophobia, what a word. What does that mean?
That means fear of exercise, fear of moving, because they have a belief that anytime I move, it's going to hurt me. And a lot of the times, actually, that is what helps them. But it's getting out of that mental phase that if I move, I'm going to get hurt, so I'm going to stay like this. And we see this so common in people with neck posture issues, like bad postures, vertigo, dizziness, all of those vestibular conditions. And this is more like spinning happening, dizziness happening. They are nauseous as well. So what their baseline is, they come to clinic like this.
They're just stuck.
And the first thing we're like, there's nothing wrong in your shoulders. Just relax them.
And does that help?
That helps. All they want to do is experience somebody to get them out of their cycle. I recently had a friend had a heart surgery with a big scar in the front. And I did like a social follow-up. How are you doing? And what I see is she's like this, turning like this. I'm like, what's going on? Your scar is healed. It's been 6 weeks. Why are you like this? And she's like, how else can I be? I'm like, relax your shoulders. Walk like a human, not a robot. And she called me the other day and she's like, Gunjan, when you came and told me this, it changed my life. I thought I have to live the rest of my life like this.
Protecting.
Exactly. My dad had his 2 knee replacements, and till date, because they don't listen, family doesn't listen to you. That's the norm, the standard. And till date, if I suddenly go and sit beside him, he's like, oh, stay away from my knees. 2 years later. I mean, any amount of physiological healing would have been done at 6 months.
Oh, but the mind is not letting him heal.
Exactly. It's still a wound in his mind.
So this is very interesting. So tell me, women, we hit like menopause, and then we have these hip surgeries, these knee replacement surgeries, all of these things that happen because of, let's just say it's a lack of hormones, and or imbalances and or lack of nutrition, multiple reasons of when we come into menopause, we're going through these transitions. How does physiotherapy help with that?
So as we get into the perimenopausal age, our estrogen is going up and down, right? Progesterone is going down. So what it leads to is we don't have insulin resistance anymore. It's not regulated anymore. And we will have a hard time gaining muscle. Our muscle is going to drop.
Okay.
So which means No matter how much cardio we do and call it a workout, it's not going to help us.
No.
Strength training is the way to go in the perimenopausal stage. But most women target towards their goal, which is either a recreational activity or whatever they want to do in their functional life. But what are we doing against the aging, against the hormones are predisposing us to some stuff?
Yeah.
What are we doing against it? How are we fighting it? It should be with strength training, which is progressive.
Okay.
And depends on which stage of cycle are we in.
Menstrual cycle?
Yes.
Okay.
So in the follicular phase, we are at our peak performance. That's the best time to learn new things, to try new exercises, to go on more powerful exercises.
Because we feel more stronger.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then in the luteal phase, in the beginning, we're still good. But at the end, that's when we should slow down, which does not mean stop exercising.
No.
It means reduce the intensity and have less expectations from yourself. Because that's when your body needs more rest. It needs to re-energize. And that's an important and integral part of our physiology.
Very cool.
Compared to men, because men work on a 24-hour cycle and women work on a 28-day cycle. So our
24 hours, 28 days.
Exactly. So our exercises cannot be compared to males doing exercises in gym, because their physiology is an entirely different ballgame than ours.
Also, you're telling me that we're not actually small men?
Not at all.
Oh, really? Okay. Because isn't that the entire setup of how everything is being, marketed? Just smaller men? So
Exactly.
just do everything in less quantities?
Exactly. And all the research also is based on men, heavily on men. And when we apply that to women, go crazy amount of fasting, go hard on lifting, lift more, tire yourself out, doesn't work with our physiology.
No, it doesn't work with me. If I get tired, I get tired. I'm tired for the whole week.
Yeah.
I can't be recovering and do anything physical,
Exactly.
strenuous the next day. I can't. I need to sleep or rest or whatever.
Which is integral to our physiology. If we push
So I shouldn't
ourselves,
feel guilty about it.
not at all.
I like that.
And we are great at getting all sorts of guilt.
Yeah, all the time. I live with guilt. I think I have to go into physiotherapy for guilt therapy. I honestly, because I do have sometimes I will do walking. It's gonna be spring soon. The weather's gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna walk for 10 kilometers, and the next day my leg is not working.
Yeah. Maybe walk for 2 kilometers
Thanks.
and do some strength training at home. And let go of that guilt. We are specialized in guilt, self-sabotage, and the third one is imposter syndrome. So we need to let go of them.
I love the imposter syndrome. I love the idea of it. We don't think we belong where we're at to recognize what we have achieved. It feels wrong.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? That's very interesting. Did you, while you were doing neurological sciences, did you come across these kind of patterns that you were studying in school about men and women differentiations?
Definitely. How men respond to treatment is very different from women. Women need down regulation of their nervous system first to be ready for treatment.
Interesting.
Which means, I'm talking about autonomic nervous system. We're always at a high stress level, which men cannot be, depending on how their mood is that day or how much work they have done that day. They can be neutral, but we are always in that go, go, go stage.
Yeah.
And because we never are easy on ourselves. So just doing a few minutes of breathing first with a female patient gives me much better results in the outcomes compared to a male patient.
Really? You actually would do some breathing exercises
Definitely.
before you would go into the therapist session?
We start the therapy with breathing. Box breathing, let's do 5 cycles together and then we'll go ahead.
What is box breathing? Can you show me one?
Sure. So box breathing is when you inhale, you start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds of inhalation. Hold for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold for another 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we just completed one box.
Wow. I was breathing while you were doing this. Okay.
And just by doing 3 of those, I feel so much grounded.
I'm feeling relaxed right now.
And it's all about grounding ourselves.
You know, it is so interesting that you're talking about the nervous system, because my recent stuff that I'm talking about on my page, if you get a chance, you should look at it. I had Sarah sitting in the chair previous to you, who also is a coach with lifestyle, health and nutrition, fitness. Also talked about nervous system. We take that for granted. We actually don't realize that it has value in our life's activities.
Yeah.
Like if you're not feeling ourselves, it's not because there's a muscle ache. It's probably because your nervous system is going crazy right now, because, you know, cortisol's high, your stress is a little extra, and it might affect any and every decision that you're taking, not knowing that that's what's going on.
That's right.
And yet that's the last thing we think about. I mean, I don't journal because I can't. Every single conversation I have with any of my guests, we're talking about that. But I love this box breathing exercise. I think that's easy.
It's just our mind is craving for safety. And safety even in our connections. So my patient needs to feel safe with me.
Yes, that's right.
What I'm doing is bringing her to a level of safety with herself first, and then with me. And that's the big piece in my pelvic floor treatments, because I'm going inside somebody's body with my fingers. And now the consent is huge there. The number one thing I say is, you've already been given enough pain. My rule is, if there is pain, you tell me. You are the boss of your body, not me. I'm a medium. You are telling me whatever you feel with my fingers inside you. And I'm just a medium of helping you. But you are the owner of your body.
How do women respond to this?
Some of them start crying, because they have been treated like their body is somebody else's property. A lot of times we get trauma patients, abuse patients.
Wow. So talk about pelvic health therapy. I want to talk about that.
So pelvic health, I get patients as young as 14 years old with swelling in their vulva. They cannot tolerate showers. They cannot wear a regular underwear or an underwear at all, because anything that touches their vulva is going to hurt a lot, which is distracting them from school. They're always in pain. 2, women in their early 30s or late 20s, newly married and having pain with intercourse because they're always clenched. Or women our age now getting into incontinence, which is leakage of urine. And how are they compensating is by getting it all tightened up, because they don't trust their muscles.
So tightening is not good.
No.
You think you're stopping something from happening, but it's not working?
Exactly. And it's not always a weakness issue either. It's a coordination issue.
Interesting.
Our muscles need to engage when they need to engage, and they need to relax when they shouldn't be engaged.
Okay.
So when we need to pee, those muscles need to relax. But if they're clenched, they're always clenched. So when we are peeing, the doorways need to open.
Yes.
And now the doorways are half open, which means we're not emptying completely our bladder or bowel. And that is what is leading to issues like frequency. Every 30 minutes I need to go to washroom.
Because that feeling doesn't stop.
Because the bladder is never empty.
Because we're clenching it when we shouldn't really be clenching it.
Exactly. So the goal is not just to do 1,000 Kegels a day.
No.
The goal is to relax those muscles when they need to be relaxed. It's about the coordination. It's about breathing, and it's about strengthening the whole body, not just pelvic floor. My goal for someone can be, good strength, good mobility, all of those, good balance. But what do they want to accomplish? What are their functional goals? And it's mind-blowing what people say.
Really? Give me an example.
I just want to lift my grandchild without leaking.
Of course, because that's where the effort is. Okay.
I want to be able to play golf this summer without leaking. I want to be able to play badminton without leaking. I want to have a better relationship with my husband. And those kind of things are like, now it's the treatment gets centralized to the patient, customized to them, and the patient being in the center, versus me as a clinician thinking what is right for them. It's just removing the assumptions.
That is really cool.
And then I get the patient comfortable to me and remembering that their consent is important. And if they don't want to get me to do an internal one day, that's totally fine. There's a lot that can be done externally just by talking. 80% of physiotherapy can be done by talking,
It's therapy.
which is why virtual sessions are such a success.
Oh,
So virtual physiotherapy is the most expanding field in Canada, and COVID started this.
because you're talking. Therapy
Exactly.
from conversation.
Exactly, and we teach the patients. Now touch outside your pelvis, fully clothed. You don't need to unclothe. Just touch yourself so that you are aware of where your pelvic floor muscles are. And now,
Do you have like patients or women that feel not okay to touch themselves?
yes, there is a lot of cultural obligations that people don't want to follow.
Or stigma around that?
Social stigma around that. So what we do is, if they're not comfortable, we're like, let's just talk. You do the work. Even without touching yourself, you can relax. You have the right. It's your body. Your body does not have control over you. You have control over your body. So it's like a standard statement every treatment session.
So that's kind of where you start. The body does not control you.
You control the
control
body.
your body.
Yeah.
And so physiotherapy is an extension of that control.
Exactly.
It teaches you how you can control your body and allow your body to move comfortably.
Yes.
That is very, very cool. Do you get patients that are completely like, that have no clue what physiotherapy is going to be like, and then you have to start from scratch with them?
Yes, a lot of times.
Yeah?
They have an entirely different perception that somebody's gonna touch them magically and it's gonna all be resolved. They will not have to put any effort whatsoever.
Damn.
So that's when we shatter those beliefs that I don't have a magic wand. I do this session maybe once or twice a week. 2 hours out of 7 times 24. So who do you think has more control over your own recovery?
Very interesting. So that's very important to understand that, control is your own, your body is your body, and virtual sessions are, I didn't think about that.
There is a lot of physiotherapists who work just virtually now.
Really?
And in pelvic floor too.
Okay, so no internal.
No
Because
internal.
if you're obviously, unless you're giving yourself an internal,
Patient is doing the internal on themselves.
but they're not gonna, are they
So
gonna?
they're taught virtually and then they do it on their own.
Interesting. And do they come back? Have you done them?
Virtually during COVID, I did it. I'm more of a touch person.
Yeah. Well,
I believe touches change, but I need to change that mindset because there's a lot of people who we need to reach to
yes.
and we can't because of the physical distance. People come to us from Carlton Place, all over the place, but we cannot be everywhere.
Yeah.
And virtual is the way to go.
I would not have thought of physiotherapy, which is physical therapy, being something that you could do virtually. But this is a really cool idea that I didn't know about. So good to know.
It's all
Because
about-
sometimes women are busier than men are for the most part when it comes to household lives and outside lives. And sometimes you can't actually get yourself to make an appointment and get to someplace because you just can't.
Yes.
It's just running out of time.
Yeah.
24 hours sometimes are just not enough. For people like that, for women that are incapable of, or a lot of times, people are not able to drive or they're just stuck in their houses, but they shouldn't be left out of something like this.
So it's helping those people with compliance.
Ah.
Now they can stick to their sessions because physiotherapy is nothing but movement.
Yes.
Movement of the body in certain ways to get over the pain, to get over the fears, to get over the lack of agency feeling that people have, that my body doesn't listen to me.
So what kind of different avenues do you use to help people? for movement in your therapy sessions?
So we do one-on-one exercises, of course. We give them home exercises. I also did certify in something called red cord therapy.
Ooh, what is that?
Red cord therapy is a suspension system. So basically, I have huge slings that hold my person up, hold my patient up, and it's like a zero gravity for them. Cool. So the belief underlying whole system is our superficial muscles in the body are meant to be moving us. Mm-hmm. Our deep muscles are meant to be holding us up. Mm-hmm. But what happens is pain inhibits those deep muscles.
Okay.
So the superficial muscles do a double duty of moving us as well as stabilizing us. Okay. And when they're juggling so many balls, some get dropped and we stop moving better. And that's when our biomechanics get affected. Then we get like shoulder rotator cuff issues, knee issues, improper loading of joints leading to arthritis and all. So if we wake up those deep stabilizers and give them their own job by giving a period of no pain, mm-hmm. and then retraining those stabilizers, our problem is solved. Now the movers only have their own job to do. Mm-hmm.
That is a very cool explanation of what you just told me, because now I'm thinking there are like internal muscles that you have. Some we call them the transverses or the even internal ones.
Exactly.
That hold up your core.
Yeah.
And you have to strengthen the core to hold up, not to pick anything up or do anything specific, to hold up. Because when I had a C-section, my core was not functional, mm-hmm. because it got cut through and it would not move, and I would nurture it. I would not want to move it because the pain was so severe that it would keep me from doing anything that allowed my body to use my core. Yep. Your body uses your core for everything. You don't realize that unless you lose the agency of it. And then you're like, oh. So in that example, if I had been able to come to see you after my C-section, childbirth and C-section, pelvic health and all of this is part of all of this.
Definitely. Right? We call it women's health. Mm-hmm. So we cater to blocked milk duct, C-sections, perineal scars from the episiotomies. We talk about diastasis recti, which is separation of the rectus muscles. During the pregnancy, as the baby's getting bigger, mom's muscles are separated. So all of those come into women's health for sure.
Very interesting. Can you explain a couple of these a little bit more? I love that. I did not know what you were saying right now about the, what? Tell me again.
So our abdominals are in layers, mm-hmm. the deepest layer being the horizontal muscle called the transverse abdominis. Mm-hmm. Above it lies 2 layers of obliques, mm-hmm. internal and then external. And the topmost layer is vertical, okay. which is called rectus abdominis.
Okay.
So when the baby,
that's where the abs are?
These are all abs.
Okay, the ones that show?
The one on the top are, yes.
Yes.
So these are the ones we see people starting to do crunches, yeah. and that's what rectus abdominis is. So as we get into later stages of pregnancy, the baby is getting bigger. Mm-hmm. The outermost layer of abdominals are prone to getting separated. The distance between the two increases. So there is like a gap when you get, there is some tests that we do to see the gap in between the 2 layers of
during pregnancy or postpartum?
Post-pregnancy.
Okay.
And that's when we do this assessment. And if it's more than 2 fingers gap in between the 2 layers, we call it diastasis.
Yeah.
And again, the strengthening starts from inside out.
Okay.
Not from outside in.
So they can't just go down and do crunches?
No.
Okay.
They're going to make it worse with crunches. The strengthening has to come from the deepest layer, then the layers above it, and then the topmost layer.
So where do you start then?
The transverse abdominis, which is the deepest layer that no one can see.
Yeah.
And that's the layer which is a stabilizer to our spine too. Mm-hmm. Actually, all the abdominals are. But if you see in a skeletal model, there is no other bones underneath the rib cage, mm-hmm. and above our pelvis, there is just 5 vertebrae.
Yep.
So what we do as humans, if we just rely on those 5 blocks to hold us up, it's just so unfair. And that's when we get those disc prolapses and everything, because we never engage our core to support those poor 5 vertebrae in the lumbar region. And that's why abdominal strengthening is such an integral part of any treatment we do.
Okay. So that's like you've made it like it's a mandatory sort of you got to look at your deep abdominal muscles.
Exactly.
Because they are your support pillars.
Stabilizers first. We'll talk about movers later. Because the pain is just a symptom. It's just a weak link where your pain is. But what is leading to that pain is the source of that pain. We need to find what is weak and not doing their job, which is why you're getting this pain at your weak link.
Because it's a signal to the body, right?
Exactly.
It tells you need to pay attention to this. How we pay attention is we try and not feel the pain.
Exactly.
And so we take painkillers or we don't do any movements and we try to control all of that, which is all bad.
Exactly.
And we should actually go and see somebody like you and be like, we need to fix this pain by working through the problem.
Exactly. And it's hard for patients to understand that they're coming with neck pain or shoulder pain. And when I start looking at their arches and they're like, is she crazy or something? Like,
arches in the feet?
Exactly.
So,
if they come with the back pain, I look at how they stand. Where is their weight? Are they bearing weight on the tripod of their feet or not? Or are they in the front only? Now, when they're in the front, they're loading their back, predisposing the muscles to be overloaded, which is why they're having back pain. All I need to do is give them orthotics if they cannot fix it, and that fixes their back pain.
Wow.
So we see crazy things like, somebody wearing shoes which are rubbing on their back of their heel.
Yes.
And the person is walking weird, gave themselves a back pain because of that poor posture, poor pattern that they started at the foot. All they needed was a Band-Aid. I had a young girl, 22-year-old, coming to say me, my vagina is like sandpaper. I was told this by a doctor. I'm
Why?
like, oh my God, such a poor use of words.
Why? That's weird.
Because she was hurting every time she walked.
And that doctor said it's like sandpaper. It's rubbing itself. Okay.
So words have power, whether it's given to us by the medical system or somebody else or ourselves. If we believe that my shoulder is a mess, it's going to be a mess. Even if I get physio sessions or whatever sessions, chiro, physio, osteopath, it is going to be a mess.
We're going back to the mentality of it.
Exactly. So mental piece, I find our treatment model is called biopsychosocial, where bio is the physical, psycho is the mental, and social is what is around us.
Very interesting.
The impact of our surroundings. And bio is only a little bit. Psycho is the bigger piece. And we should not ignore the effect of our environment. We are what we feed ourselves. So I'm also in the process of curating my social media feed.
Are you?
To get what I really want to see.
Okay.
Right? And the things that make me upset.
You mean you're trying to change the algorithms?
Not the algorithms, but what I want to see should be controlled by me.
Yeah, I like that idea. Tell me if you have success in that, because I'd like to do that. Does that come up in your sessions with your patients ever, that this is too much consumption of things? Like, turn it down, box breathe, like go for a walk, read.
Everybody's hyperstimulated these days, right? So getting them to get grounding is the first step, no matter what. Like, are you even invested in your recovery? Sometimes I have to ask a Gen Z patient.
A Gen Z patient.
They're like on their phone while I'm working on them. Like, are you even involved in it? Because me passively working on you and you not even recruiting your muscles when I'm doing it. Because I make them, if I'm working on a knee, I'm like, start with your knee straight and then bend your knee as I'm working on it.
Okay.
Because I want your brain to be connected to it. Yes. I want to bring a change. And some people don't want to engage there. They're like, I'm at a spa, you do the work. And I'm like, you will only get what you put in it.
So you're telling me that it's not a spa?
It's not a spa. Damn. It's a workout place where you and me work together.
Okay, I like that. I have a question for you. There is a lot of talk about fascia right now, okay? and how fascia is the nervous system controls. So the central nervous system is actually run and controlled and ridden by fascia muscle. I don't know if it's muscles. I don't know what that is, but like fascia, which is smaller, tinier things under your skin, smaller muscles. I'm assuming. I don't know. Nervous system, maybe nerves that allow you to relax or not be relaxed or do certain. What is the difference between, or do you do fascia relaxation or massage, or I don't even know what you call it? So I'm gonna ask you. Tell me about it.
So fascia is, if I can use a layman term, is like a saran wrap of every muscle fiber of every muscle in our body, every nerve fiber of every nerve in our body.
Oh wow!
Every bone cell, every bone is wrapped in fascia. Between two bones is fascia. So it's like the glue that holds it all together.
You know what I just thought about? You know those sausages that come with a little covering around that, like little plastic covering that you can actually eat too?
Exactly. Also, pears.
Pears.
They come in like a plastic wrap.
They do sometimes.
Which can stretch.
Oh yes, I've seen it.
That exactly is what fascia looks like. It can move.
What a great example.
And it's really hydrated.
Those little netty thingies.
Exactly. They can come in foam sometimes, or the plastic. The plastic ones are more stretchy.
Yeah.
That is how fascia is.
Very interesting. All right. Okay.
So when I did my physio school, or when I entered my physio school 26 years ago, during the dissection of the human body, we were told to throw it away. Because at that time, fascia research was not done enough to understand what fascia was.
So focus was muscle.
So like we threw away the skin and the fat, throw away the fascia, let's focus on muscles and bones and nerves and blood vessels.
Interesting.
And then 20 years fast forward, all we do is fascia. We just completed level 1 of structural integration, which is work only on fascia.
Wow.
And we've been on this journey for many, many years. And there's 2 more levels further. So it's going to be a couple more years. But we are committed because we see the results. All we're doing is working on fascia because fascia has 1,000 times more receptors, like messengers, going to the brain to bring a change.
Because it's like the nervous connection.
And plus it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's omnipresent, which means if I work on your fascia, I'm bringing a full body change, even if I'm working on your elbow.
Oh, wow.
Versus if I work on your biceps, it goes from point A to point B.
Yes.
I cannot bring a change in your posture, how you sit.
Okay. But you can when you're doing fascia.
Exactly. Because fascia, we work on fascial lines. Fascia is divided into so many lines in the body. And
you know that Spider-Man suit that has that entire webbing all over? Like that's what I'm picturing right now.
And it's like that. And this is what's happening as we age. We are dehydrating our fascia.
We're dehydrating? How?
By not drinking enough water as we age.
Is that the reason why we need to drink that much water?
Exactly. Aging is nothing but dehydration. Why do people get degenerative disc disease in the back?
So good.
Exactly. They have dried up. The discs have dried up.
Oh my God, this is craziness. Okay.
So the space between the 2 vertebrae reduces. That's why people in their older years are shorter than when they were in their peak lifetime years.
Does that have anything to do with collagen?
Collagen for sure, but also the disc height is because of dehydration of the disc.
Shrinking.
It's all together. We cannot just say it's only this, but for fascia, dehydration can also happen in a 20-year-old, which is why a 20-year-old who is not drinking enough water can be stiffer than a 40-year-old who is well hydrated.
You think fascia could be the reason why I'm not flexible at all? Because, I can work out, but I'm not flexible.
Could be that you need to work on your fascia, but it doesn't mean your fascia is broken.
Thank God.
Words have power. You can adapt to that, whatever lifestyle, whatever body's movement you want, by targeting your fascia and bring a faster change because it has 1,000 times more mechanical receptors.
That's crazy.
that are going to your brain than a muscle.
See, nobody talks about this. The only reason I know about it recently is because I came across a reel. Okay. And they talked about it, and I thought I'd ask you this question because it also, I don't think it's registered massage therapists don't actually, they don't say that they're fascia massage therapists as well. I think it's a little bit of different training.
They need to be trained. The people we are getting trained from, they're all massage therapists.
Oh, okay.
But that's all they do. They don't do the traditional relaxing massage. They do the therapeutic massage, which is targeted to improve body's function.
I feel that fascia is more connected to neurological aspect of our body.
All of it. Not just neurological, also vascular, because it's wrapping around each blood vessel as well. So if fascia is tight, it's also constricting your blood vessels. So something I learned recently in our latest course that we did is, when we see people in this posture,
yes,
we just want to jump in and fix them.
Yeah.
Like, do this.
Yeah.
We learned that maybe not all problems are worth or they need fixing, because this person could be actually feeding slack to their nervous system from a concussion they had many years ago. So when I fix their posture, now I'm putting more tension in their nervous system, central nervous system, and creating more problems for them. So we learned that, think, zoom out and think, why is this person holding this posture? They can see that they're standing like this, which is not at all pleasant. They must be having pain 1,000 places. But are they trying to protect something bigger?
They could also just be lazy.
Exactly. That's our first thought. But we shouldn't think that way as clinicians, because now we know what if the fascia is restricted in their mobility and it's causing blood vessels to be constricting when they get upright. And the person's only way is to get to this position to relax, to get the blood supply and not get symptoms of like blurry vision, dizziness, or whatever.
That's a great perspective. I think you're going to change the way I think. I don't know if I think or the way I use words, because words are powerful. We know that. But there's another conversation that just kind of came into my mind. I want to talk about it, is when they say, how in English we use the words as personal feelings or like personal experiences. Because like, I am tired, I am sad, I am angry. Whereas in other languages, you don't say I am. You don't say main in Hindi.
You don't
either.
Connect your own self, your persona, with a feeling.
Yeah. You say this is going on.
Exactly. Like, I was sick after returning from Mexico, and it was like a lot of flu and all symptoms. And one day I literally couldn't get to work out.
I did too. I got very sick when I came back from Mexico.
Probably something going on there.
Yeah.
But I was actually, very hard on myself for missing that, because I'm committed to doing 5 daily non-negotiables, which is what I'll talk about later.
5 daily non-negotiables. Where did this come from? All right.
From my coaching program.
Wonderful.
I'm getting some business coaching with our coach, and he says you will only have the right to ask a question in our coaching if you're doing the 5 daily non-negotiables, and working out is one of them.
Okay.
So I was really hard on myself that I won't be able to ask a question this week. And what I said is, I am lazy.
Ah.
And once I said it, I wanted to believe in it. And that's what I wanted to do the second day as well, because that belief system set in me, I am lazy. Or I could have forgiven myself for being sick and said, I'm sick today. I'm not feeling well today, which is why I'm not going to do this, but actually feed my mind today. I'm going to read a book instead. Work my mind out rather than my body.
This is all your neurological science background. I think this is why you as a physiotherapist are going to be different from the second person, because you actually have the focus of mind. You connect mind and body. You're not just helping people move, you're helping people see themselves visualize themselves within that movement, being pain-free. That's really amazing. That's quite different from my perception of things as well. Like I mean, I understand. You say it's not like I'm working on you and you're done and you now go home and it's not a spa. I get that, and I get that there's a little bit of work that I have to, like, not little bit, a lot bit of work that I have to put in as well at the same time. But if it's not coming from here,
exactly, and which is why visualizing, as you said, is such a big thing in actually exercises at the gym. If you find anything is hard at the gym, visualize yourself doing that. So you're recruiting your brain centers, which activate those muscles. All you're doing is thinking about that movement. That I'm lifting my arm, which is painful, but I'm lifting it and there's no pain. And now when I lift it, I've already given the reps to my brain, that part of my brain, which is going to do that movement, so it's going to be easier. So this is something I think every gym trainer should practice with their clients. Every physiotherapist should practice, is visualizing those movements. I do this with my neurological patients like stroke, MS, Parkinson's.
What do you do with MS? MS is tough.
MS is hard, yes, but it's just slowing down of the message, which is coming from brain to the muscles to move them.
Yeah.
And both ways, right?
So does physiotherapy actually work for MS?
Yes. Physiotherapy is adding life to the ears.
Yeah.
It cannot stop the disease progress.
No.
It's not gonna take away the disease.
No.
But it's adding independence to that patient's life, no matter how much life they have, how many decades they have, or months or days they have. At least they can be independent and do what they want to do in their social life. Like, they don't have to be secluded in their home all day on a wheelchair. They can be active, doing recreational activities to their physical capacity. So what kills them is isolation.
Yes.
So if you can make them independent and not be isolated and be loved and being a part of what they want to be part of, I think that's a win-win for everybody.
So how does physiotherapy work for that?
We train their muscles. We get them to do those movements. Visualization is a big part. And then I get them to suspend the body weight either and get them to do quadruped, or depending on where they're affected, we do the strengthening, progressive strengthening for them.
MS is getting prevalent in today's day and age. It's I actually have a couple personal friends that have MS, and I'm glad to know that physiotherapy works, because I don't know much about it. We don't know much about it. It's also like it's a neurological, nervous system based muscle dysfunction that is a problem that nobody fully understands as to what it does. And you don't physically look like you have problems until it comes to the point where you're complete muscle atrophy and you really cannot move, right? Like that's the wow. I didn't know physiotherapy was an avenue for that as well. So that's great.
For improving the quality of life. What people easily misunderstand is it can treat MS.
No.
So we cannot take away the diseases that they already have.
Yeah.
But physiotherapy can add level of function that they desire.
Yes.
In their life.
Yes.
Whatever stage they are in.
Exactly. Adding life to the years.
Exactly.
Whatever years are happening.
Yeah.
Add the quality of life to it.
Exactly.
Wow. This is actually I had no idea. This is pretty cool.
Thank you.
I can't wait to have you talk more about a lot of these things. Maybe a couple of box breathing exercises. Maybe next time. That would be very cool.
Sounds good.
And this is fantastic. But before we close, I want you to, if you have a message for people, I would love for you to be able to say something to them.
Sure.
And yes, this is your one of your non-negotiables.
There you go. That's
Talking to the camera.
So my message to you all is, as a woman, our bodies are not broken. We're just built different. Our physiology is different. So if we respect our physiology, it will respect us. But if we push it, it's going to push back. So please listen to what your body is trying to tell you and respect that and follow along. Cheers.
Amazing.
Thank you.
That was a great message.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to open up my leg a little bit. Thank you. And I want to thank you, Gunjan. This was so great. You
Thank
made
you,
time.
Radha.
You came. You're busy. And I loved it.
Thank you so much.
So nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. You heard the message. Hope you can follow it. And if you forget it, rewatch this. See you again next time. Bye-bye. Okay. Wow. Gunjan, that was amazing.
Thank you.
What?